straight into the roof of the net. Nice one. Straight down the middle. So a good performance.
Hello and welcome to Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Let's get started. Right on the show today, Lucknow's IPL team coach says whatever happened on the field between their owner, Sanjiv Goenka, and the captain of the franchise, KL Rahul, was not a big thing. Just a robust conversation between two cricket lovers. This despite an image of Goenka and KL Rahul meeting for dinner last night emerges. I'll tell you what's wrong in the messaging that's being sent out by all of this ahead of their do-or-die match against Delhi today. Meanwhile, French superstar footballer Kylian Mbappe finally bids farewell. The country, including President Macron, bids him an emotional bye-bye. We look at the decision that Mbappe has made. Did he choose money over glory to be at PSG? And what does the World Cup winner take away from this long stint that hasn't seen the most important silverware? And on a lighter note, the one thing that keeps former world number one and 22 Grand Slam winner Rafael Nadal spirited on the court, this little mischievous bundle of joy, is soon overtaking his fandom. We'll tell you more on the show, but first a look at the headlines in Sports 360. Starting with football in the La Liga, Barcelona secured a 2-0 victory over Real Sociedad. Lamine Yamal scored the opener in the first half, and Rafinha's stoppage time goal sealed Barcelona's victory. Barcelona moved to second in the points table with a 1-point advantage over Girona. Over in tennis and the Italian Open, defending champion Daniil Medvedev advanced to the next round after a hard-fought victory against qualifier Hamad Mejdovic. Medvedev beat his opponent 7-6, 2-6, 7-5. Over in the NBA, Oklahoma City Thunder beat Dallas Mavericks 100-96 in the Western Conference semi-final series. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander scored 22 of his 34 points in the second half. The Mavericks versus Thunder series is tied at 2-2 now with 3 more games left. And in cricket, the Ireland men's team will embark on their first tour of Pakistan next year. The matches between the two teams are likely to be scheduled for August and September 2025. As part of the series, the two teams will play 3 one-days and 3 T20 internationals. Currently, they both are in a 3-match T20 series in Ireland, with the series tied at 1-1. Welcome, you're watching Firstpost. I'm Rupha Ramani. Now it's the last week of the IPL and we still have just one team through to the playoffs. So this is it, that last week. Quite a few teams in the fray. Hyderabad and Rajasthan, of course, looking most comfortable at this point to make it than the rest. Chennai and Bengaluru have a knockout sort of a situation coming up. Of course, Gujarat, Mumbai, Punjab, all out of any reckoning. And then there is Delhi and Lucknow, who haven't showed a lot of consistency this season, but also in with it. They face a crucial encounter today, but we are going to talk about Lucknow, as you saw, and one particular incident that's really got us all up in arms. The owner, Sanjiv Goenka, showing his apparent displeasure for the world to see, seemingly giving a piece of his mind to his captain, KL Rahul, after that loss to Hyderabad. The owner was animated, frowning, and all sorts of wrong. The optics were not right, and it didn't send out the correct message. Yes, owners invest a lot of money in the team, in the players who are part of the franchise. There is a desire for things to always go right. But there were also so many issues with that picture and that image on that very day. Firstly, that match was definitely not the one to have any conversation about. Hyderabad blew away the opposition, and they would have done the same had any other side been facing them, especially with the way they were batting. They looked unstoppable. Second, if you nevertheless needed to have an honest conversation with your captain, maybe choose a better spot, a better time. A cricket ground is certainly not the place. That's where cricket is played, and that is it. And third, it sure didn't look like a conversation where KL Rahul would be asked to respond. It seemed like one-way traffic. So the pressure on the captain here, KL Rahul, ahead of this game, I would think is immense. And one of the coaching staff, former South African cricketer, and of course one of their key all-rounders at that time, Lance Klusener, when he attended the press conference yesterday, was of course asked about this. What was that? And is everything okay in the Lucknow camp post that particular image? And this is what he says.
I don't see any problem with some robust discussion between two cricket lovers. So for us, I guess it's just a storm in a teacup. We love a robust discussion. I think that's how teams get better. So it's not a big thing for us.
He calls it a storm in a teacup and says it's no big deal. That messaging again is wrong all over. It's fine to say that there has been much made out about it in the media, in the press, across all visuals, because let's face it, a match is upon them and it's a must win. So I understand the need to brush the disturbing comments and observations under the carpet. You want to stay positive and focused in the right things, on the right things ahead of this game. So yes, I get the intent that Kluesner has, and by that extension Lucknow, wanting to brush this aside as quickly as possible. But it's that last line there that has me. It's no big thing for us. An owner seemingly giving his team captain a dressing down for that kind of a loss right after the game without even letting the team or any of its players have their moment is a bit of a big deal. It sets the wrong precedence. It sets the wrong example. And it only furthers an image that you already have built thanks to the earlier episode with none other but a legend in MS Dhoni. Kluesner also mentions it is good to have robust discussions, and that's what it was between two cricket lovers. Well, it was conversation less and a monologue more. No one saw KL Rahul get a word in there, did we? It has been a rather tough IPL and a very, very tough last few weeks, particularly for KL Rahul. Choosing to open and not really being able to deliver in the manner or the way that he would have liked has been hard.
I think this IPL has been exceptionally tough for him because we have kept losing wickets at stages which hasn't allowed him to kick on where he likes. He probably feels like he's always having to rebuild. I think as a batting unit around KL, we haven't been as good as we should. It's just been extremely tough conditions for him.
Losing a spot on the World Cup squad would have hurt. And maybe if things went well here in this particular league, that would have been some consolation. It is difficult to be KL Rahul at this point. He's had a rather quiet IPL with the bat, just the 350s, and who knows, maybe things will dramatically turn around for him and his side starting today. But to think there will be miracles is probably asking for a bit too much. All he can ask for is his management to be in it with him, alongside him, with the team. No one likes to lose, and more so the players who are part of it, who play that sport. So some positivity and some faith. And maybe not caring for the result, but just enjoying the moment, the game, is what he needs and what the team needs at this point. And that's what they need to hear as well. Robust conversations can always be had post the match. And today we have a story that's sure to warm your hearts. It's about the cute Rafael on the tennis courts. Now, he carries a miniature racket, is forever making all the noise, but has tennis fans the world over eating out of his hands. I'm not talking about Rafael Nadal Senior, though he's just as noisy on the court with his occasional grunts. It's his son, 18-month-old Rafael Junior, who's been his biggest cheerleader on the sidelines. After a prolonged injury break, when Nadal made a comeback this year, it wasn't just his presence that was felt on the tennis courts, but also that of his sons. And it is Rafa Junior who's quickly becoming a fan favorite himself. While Rafa Senior is getting the admiration from fans, Rafa Junior is stealing the show. And for Rafael Junior, seeing his father through the eyes of his fans is rather magical.
After a prolonged injury ever since Nadal made a comeback to the tennis court, his wife, Maria Francesca Pareo, and his son, Rafael, have been regular features in the stands. As Nadal inches closer to his retirement, it isn't just his fans that have been showing him the admiration. His family is part of his entourage everywhere he goes. It's now become a bit of a ritual at every event, and that's why Rafael Nadal isn't the only center of attention these days. His fans are pretty torn between who to give attention to. The 18-month-old junior Rafa has become a bit of a crowd favourite. With his charming smile and infectious energy, Rafael Junior is stealing hearts every day. While Nadal is known for his aggressive stroke plays and grueling rallies, fans everywhere are getting to see his emotional side these last few months. Except for when Roger Federer retired and Nadal was all tears. Imagine if he had such strong emotions for a friend and a rival, how much will he feel for his 18-month-old son? Fans saw glimpses of Nadal the father at the Italian Open. During a practice session while Nadal was gearing up for his match against Zizou Bergs, he strolled over to his family to give his son a kiss on the cheek. You could see the love between father and son right there. But Rafael Junior seemed more interested in the tennis ball he was holding than his father's affection. Just like his father, maybe he too is a tad more passionate about tennis than anything else. Because Rafa Junior's toy and favourite accessory has been a mini racket that he's been carrying everywhere. Before Nadal's third-round match against Hubert Hurkacz, Nadal was busy getting ready. Rafael Junior was carrying his mini tennis racket and a ball, ready to join his dad, get in on the action. Start young, they say. Maybe too young to face Nadal's searing forehand just yet, but surely he loves tennis just like his father. Nadal may be a fierce competitor on the court, and just as in any sport or profession, you keep learning every day. Being a father is a bit like that too.
I've always been a kids guy. Everything surprises you because everything is new. Especially the first kid you have. Everything is 100% new for my wife and for me. So you learn every day. And every day is unexpected. Always enjoyed spending time with the kids. I had plenty of smaller cousins than me, so I had a lot of fun with them when they were babies.
These are special moments for the Nadal family. Rafa Jr. is witnessing the love and admiration that fans have for his father. I'm sure he's confused why there are so many people asking his father to sign stuff for them or ask for his pictures. He's too small to comprehend the adulation. He probably feels he's the main hero and lead in this story. For Rafael Nadal, the journey is special. He wants his family to be a part of all this, and maybe somewhere wants his son to watch him lift a trophy too while he's at it. Dreaming of sharing a tournament victory with his child, hoisting trophies high above his head as confetti rains down. It's a special moment. We've seen Roger Federer feel that in the recent past. Rohan Bopanna talked about it right here, how special it was winning the Australian Open with his daughter and wife watching and cheering for him. Whether Rafa will win a trophy in front of his son is something we can't possibly predict. But beyond the trophies and accolades, Rafael Nadal's greatest win this season so far has been the journey he's experiencing with his family by his side. He keeps insisting he doesn't want them to tear up. He wants these last many months to be memorable and nostalgic. And seeing Nadal's bond with his son on the sidelines has only added to his legacy both on and off the court.
Now, the influx of money has changed football, and with clubs splurging cash on marquee players, the question of loyalty has been discarded too. And one such footballer who finds himself in the middle of this debate is France's Kylian Mbappe, a World Cup winner, Ballon d'Or contender, and one of the stars of the game. After spending 7 years at Paris Saint-Germain, Mbappe has said farewell to the club, finally.
Je voulais vous annoncer à tous que
I wanted to announce to you all that it's my last year at Paris Saint-Germain. I will not extend and the adventure will come to an end in a few weeks. I will play my last game at the Parc des Princes. But I think I needed this. A new challenge after 7 years. We can love it or hate it. I made the choice of loving it. And I did it for 7 years with ups and downs, of course. But I do not regret at any moment signing with this prestigious club.
d'avoir signé dans ce club prestigieux.
Now, Mbappe says he doesn't have any regrets, but is that true really? Mbappe may have won all the domestic trophies at PSG, but the Champions League has always eluded him. And given Mbappe's stature, he would surely have wanted to lay his hands on that trophy. And in that quest, Mbappe will most likely move to Real Madrid in the coming season. No official confirmations have come out just yet, But that seems to be his destination next. And why not? The World Cup winner has been dreaming about the club for ages now. And in the past 3 years, he was consistently linked up to Real Madrid. But he chose to stay on in Paris due to the obvious mega cash deal. It is reported that Mbappe got a $108 million signing bonus and an additional $54 million in salary at PSG. That's huge and a big amount for a 25-year-old. But we are in 2024 and that money doesn't seem to be the real incentive or just that enough for Kylian Mbappe anymore. Many argue that Mbappe could have pursued more silverware elsewhere, notably with Real Madrid, a club that courted him for years. And while he is finally making a move away from Paris, the question I want to ask is this too late in the making? This decision, has it come a little too late? Let's break it down. Mbappe's decision to stay at PSG was driven by the lucrative contract and a bunch of endorsements. And despite winning several domestic titles with PSG, Mbappe's hunger for Champions League glory remained unfulfilled. While Madrid's bid for Mbappe became public since 2020, he's always been linked to the club since before that, from 2017, a year that Mbappe made a loan move from Monaco to PSG. And ever since Mbappe's 2019 World Cup triumph, Real Madrid's interest in the player has only grown. And here is the fact. During that time, Madrid have won 2 Champions League titles and they are in the final of the current season. Had he joined the club earlier, he could have been standing on the podium with a Champions League trophy in his hands. So that's probably the only regret Mbappe could sense from his stint at PSG. But was the elusive contract the only reason why Mbappe stayed back? Because in the past 3 years, whenever Mbappe decided to leave PSG, the Parisian club has tried every trick to get him to stay. But even so, the fans at PSG have not really made this stint an enjoyable one. Each time rumours of a Real Madrid deal surfaced, fans have only booed him. Though, of course, everyone would want a World Cup winner in their ranks, Mbappe's biggest fan in this has been President Emmanuel Macron.
What do you think of Mbappe's departure to Real Madrid? I do not have a particular comment except that I am counting on Real Madrid to release Kylian for the Olympic Games, so that he can come and play with the France team, a few weeks after winning the Champions League with PSG and the European Championship with the France national team.
Now, despite a few blips, Paris has been special. You'll have to agree to that. Mbappe leaves behind a legacy of electrifying performances, memorable goals, and unforgettable moments on the pitch. His partnership with Neymar and other PSG stars captivated football fans the world over. And it was while he was growing in stature through this club that the French star was able to translate his skills onto the global stage to win a World Cup. So safe to say that apart from the financial rewards, which we've outlined here pretty much in detail, Mbappe gained invaluable experience, matured as a player, and showcased his talent on the biggest stage. At 25, he may be without a Champions League title, but he has 7 Ligue A titles, 3 Coupe de France, 2 Coupe de la Ligue, and 3 Trophy de Champion. With his exceptional skill set and youth on his side, Mbappe still has plenty to offer any top club. A chance to cement his legacy at a historic club like Real Madrid is driving his decision to move on from here. Kylian Mbappe's departure from PSG marks the end of an era, but opens up a new chapter with fresh possibilities for this talented forward. On to last serve, and this one is on Tom Brady. Now, is there anything he can't do? We know he's great at winning Super Bowls, but recently the electric race boat that he's bought managed to come first as well. He, in fact, was the center of all attention as he kicked off proceedings at the Venice Grand Prix, the E1 Venice Grand Prix, with his trademark throw. Take a look. completely different setting for someone like Tom Brady there, but he somehow gels in this environment as well. But that does it here on Firstpost. I'll see you again tomorrow. Till then, take care.
Firstpost reports from the world's second largest continent. Hello, I'm Alison Lagrange. A very warm welcome from Durban, South Africa. We get you the news and the newsmakers from Africa. South Africa goes to the polls on the 29th of May. I will track the election and bring you ground reports. Is it the end of the road for the African National Congress? And will former President Jacob Zuma stage a dramatic comeback? From elections to climate change to innovations and opportunities. As the world's attention shifts, we report from Africa, the heart of the global south. Join me every weekday live on Firstpost.